everybody, and welcome to another episode of our duotone foiling tech talks. I'm Klaas and I'm standing here with Jeffrey Spencer, and Jeffrey is holding the new Downwinder Slim, I guess one of your favorite boards of the range.
Absolutely.
Jeffrey, what have you and your brother done to this shape for 26?
Yeah, so as always, we're testing new shapes for downwinding, trying to make the most efficient and fun to ride board possible. The biggest difference I would say with this shape is, well, there's the dimensions first of all, which are half an inch narrower than last year's, and then the two bigger sizes are also slightly bumped up in volume to make it just a bit more proper size for bigger riders that are looking for those bigger boards, easier to get going.
So Downwinder Slim before, we had it 90, 100, and 110 liters of 76, 80, 86. Now we keep the same length. They're all half an inch narrower, and the volumes are 90, 105, and 120.
Yep.
All right. So obviously being narrower, more efficiency.
Yep.
I guess that's key. We're just talking about the Downwinder Slim SLS here.
Yep.
So the Downwinder, which is slightly wider, slightly shorter, that stays in the range as it is, as kind of a combination board between wing foiling, light wind wing foiling, learning how to downwind foil, and this one's are the weapons for the guys that actually take downwinding serious, I would say.
Absolutely. So yeah, there's a few other updates, like shape-wise, and some features that we've tested and had in the other boards that are still working very well. I guess, yeah, the big one is just the outline, narrow nose, narrow tail, reduce swing weight, give good clearance in the back. The bottom shape's a really big one for the downwinders. It's all about that paddle efficiency to get going. So we've stuck with the single concave to flat in the back. The single concave is really efficient once you're getting going, especially on this narrow of a board. And the other thing is it really increases stability on the water.
Yeah, we talked about that last time versus the round bottom shapes, which always make the boards more tippy.
Yep.
Actually have a really good low end to get going, but then on the high end also, that's another thing you talked about last time, that when you touch down, the board just keeps gliding and it's easy to retake off.
Absolutely,
so if you have slight mistakes.
And especially with the boards getting narrower on the bottom as well, you can still get that good feeling of not too much surface area to really get that pump started and get it sinking in. But yeah, that narrow single concave really feels fast and very slippery when you're touching the water, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another feature that strikes obviously is the new tail.
This is definitely the biggest new feature on this year's model. We did a lot of work with different tails, just feeling out what the best thing is for clearance or the feel when you're pumping up.
Yeah.
So it was important to us to keep a really good water line as you're paddling. And that's, to get that initial speed, initial takeoff. That's why the boards are long to get going. But then once you're taking off and you're starting to pump the foil, it's really nice having less of the board in the way, especially in this back corner for touching the water. And so yeah, we found this rocker, this shape was the best option. Did the proper amount of rounding, I guess, here for turning side to side. And the feeling once you're up is, it feels like a smaller board. You get more clearance, easier pumping. Yeah, definitely very, very fun ride once you get to feel it.
Yeah, that would have been one thing that I would comment to you from my own downwinders I do at home.
Yeah.
That sometimes when I'm riding low and I'm pumping through sections, that sometimes the tail keeps hitting the water a little bit. And this obviously fully goes against that. Did you move boxes around, or was that similar to last year?
The boxes are similar. I think maybe a touch further forward to give, people are riding smaller foils, especially on these style boards. So give it that better balance point. But with the long carbon tracks, you have lots of adjustment, and it's easy to put the foil where you need it.
So boards, similar construction to last year, so fairly light. And that's obviously key for downwinding, to make the takeoff easy and to have a very, a very nice turning sensation.
Yeah, maneuverable feel.
When the board is heavier, it gets a little tricky sometimes. And I'm really looking forward to see what you guys do this year on these downwinders. Last year you crushed it on the Hawaii race tour. You came 5th, I think. And Finn came 2nd. Yeah,
this is the same shape Finn and I were riding in all the Hawaii races, so it was working very well, yeah.
So talking a little bit about foils, what are the foils you are riding for these, and recommendations maybe for people looking to get into downwinding?
Absolutely. So my brother Finn and I, we're riding the Hyperglides, especially the 680 a lot of the time.
Yeah.
That's just the pure race or speed foil. Still extremely good pump or range and pumping feel for the people that are very dedicated to downwind. But if you're looking for something, I guess the 880 is just that same feeling, but a little bigger. And then the glide foils are really fun for all around downwind, just, yeah, easy riding, easy pumping, and a bit more turning and fun.
I personally don't chase the speeds.
Yeah.
I chase the turns, and I really like the glide. I'm riding the 900 a lot. At home we don't have big bumps. It's like almost like lake waves. And I have people that ride that are heavier, that ride the glide range all the way up to 1350 and really like the combination of the efficiency of this board with the way the glide has a combination of good stall speed, really easy takeoff, stable ride, but still being playful, especially when you combine it with a little smaller stabilizer for downwind foiling, or the S stabilizer, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great all-around foil for downwind.
So last feature, maybe foot pad. We've changed the foot pad to a thinner pad. You pushed really hard for that.
Yeah, so this one's a slightly thinner pad, or it's a good amount, and it's definitely noticeable when you're riding. It just gives a more responsive feel, especially for pumping, which you're doing a lot on these downwind boards. Still very good grip and very cushiony, or it's very soft, but just a more direct feel to the board compared to the wing boards where you're landing harder on those.
What's your personal size that you ride the most?
I ride the 7.6. Yeah. This is the
You're
one.
light.
Yes.
What's your weight?
155 pounds, which would be, I think it's about 70 kilos.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, Jeffrey. A lot of valuable infos. I think there's a lot of really enthusiastic foilers in the downwind scene. I'm in a couple of WhatsApp groups, and there's constant info flowing. So I guess you guys might have a lot of questions. Leave some of these below the video if you have special questions to Jeffrey or his brother Finn, the designers of this range, and they will straight get back to you. And good luck for the upcoming season. And guys, if you like that content, leave us a like, and I hope to see you in one of the next episodes.